43. See, we don't need no stupid counter like fucking video like everybody else has is cool and shit. Oh, I got OBS. I got what is it? What's the OBS
29, 28.
Yeah, I got the countdown timers and shit with music that I downloaded from Google.
Right.
Not us.
Nope.
We do it real.
14, 13.
Yeah.
What comes after 13? 9, 8.
I don't know. You're in the elevator business.
6, 5, 4, 3. 2,
hey, where's our show? It's
1.
It's fucking on. There.
You woke up this morning, got a notification. Boomer Bunker's going live. It's Bob and John. You said, I guess I'll watch this shit show. I've got to kill some time. Then you clicked on that link now. You've got boomers in your eyes. Yeah, we woke up this morning. Our glory days are gone. Don't take us serious, 'cause we're probably wrong, but we're doing a podcast, baby. This means we're going live. It's Monday morning and it's Boomer Bunker time. So say it now. Woke up this morning with some boomers in your life. Woke up this morning, gotta put some boomers in your life.
Boomer Bunker Prime Time. Time to say all of this into the abyss. Still a fucking loser. I am Boomer Bob and my Trello fellow, John Jamingo.
Hey, Bob, I was wondering, now that I play the opening of that song and it shows you move, like walking out of your old house into your old studio.
Oh, shut up. I'll make a new one.
Just wondering if it bothered you or not. Just
so
wondering.
wasn't there a point when like Tony Soprano moved out of his house and shit and he had to get something else? And yet they kept this. Did they change the intro?
No.
Okie dokie then.
Okay, so we'll keep the intro. Okay, just wondering.
Yeah, shut up.
Hey, listen, are you excited to see if Trump gets arrested and they do the perp walk and all that? What's your feelings on all this, Bob?
I have none.
None at all. This is your job, Bob.
I mean, who cares? Arrest him, don't arrest him. My life is still gonna suck.
Okay. Well, you know, the powers that be, the people that really have that Trump derangement syndrome.
TDS, yes.
Yeah, they're not waiting, Bob.
It's untreatable.
Yeah, they're not waiting at all. You know what they're doing right now? They're going to Twitter and they're making deep fakes. Chilling deep fakes claim to show Trump being arrested. Flood Twitter. You want to see some of them? Look, there he is. There's Trump crying in court. I mean, these are unbelievable. Here's Melania yelling because her husband's being arrested, or yelling at, you had to fuck that whore. I'm sorry. What? What's her accent? You must have fucked that whore. No, that ain't it.
Yeah. She's the chick from, what's her name? Natasha from the fucking Bullwinkle cartoons.
You must fuck whore and squirrel and moose.
And moose and squirrel.
Moose and squirrel. Here's Donald. Look, they ripped off one of his sleeves off his jacket.
That was a $2,000 sleeve.
Hey, you know, you didn't have to do that. You know how much these cost? There's Donald. He's got a zipper open or his fly open.
Your whole salary. Oh, come on.
He's trying to see.
Orange is the new.
Orange is the new orange.
Yeah, orange is the new orange.
I mean, it's crazy. The thing about it is the AI is so close. it freaks me out, to be honest with you. It looks so good. Here, I got one here. Let me see if I can get this one here because it wasn't in there. I found this. It was just a little later. Let's see. Here it is. Here he is running from the cops. Now,
yeah, I see.
You know this is a deep fake. Why do you know this is a deep fake, Bob?
Because he doesn't run?
Because he doesn't run. That is correct. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a bunch of bullshit. I think this is, I guess, a tactic to divert from what's really going on as far as the banking. That scares the shit out of me. I mean, they did all this shit in 2008, and it took years to recover from that. And this is going to make that look like a blip. I don't know. So, anything else going on, Bob? You look a little you're sitting there like you don't know what to say or you don't know what to do. I'll tell you what. Let me lead you
like every other week. Hey, okay, gotcha.
There. I'll lead you into something else. I am not. Oh, you got something. Go ahead. Or is that me? Did I just do that?
What? Do what? I don't know what you're
I'm
talking about.
talking to myself.
Excuse me.
I'll tell you what. I am really excited. Now, back in the day, I used to watch Survivor, but I probably haven't watched Survivor probably in like 10 years, I think. It just was the same thing. But this year, they're changing it around. And I got to tell you, what the hell? I didn't know this was going to happen. All right. Anyhow, forget the demo mode because this is an audio show. This is the new Survivor this year.
Every day, we're forced to live and work with people of different ethnicities. Wouldn't it be nice if we could be split up and compartmentalized like it used to be? Like it is in heaven? Well, that's just what we did. Welcome to Survivor, Cook Island. This season, we've separated the groups based solely on their race. African Americans, Asian Americans, Mexican Americans, and real Americans. Our first team, Team Soy Sauce. Team White Bread. Team Chicken and Waffles.
Oh, come on.
Burrito. These four will compete for the right to win $1 million. Will it be the Asians, the Mexicans, or the whites? Out this season on Survivor, Cook Island.
Does it make you want to go and watch it this season?
No.
You kidding me? I'm telling you, it's amazing. I'm really excited for this.
What's the prize?
$1 million.
Oh, just like every other episode. Okay.
Yeah, it's a $1 million
season.
You know, matter of fact, they've been dropping some hints. They've been actually showing like a little bit of what's been going on. Matter of fact, here's another one.
In this challenge, the first team to build a fire wins. You'll each be given materials to help you. Team Burrito, you get flint.
Gracias.
Team Soy Sauce, you get 1 wooden match. Team Chicken and Waffles, you get a glass of water. And Team White Bread, you get this fire starting kit. It contains an assortment of dried twigs, a can of gasoline, a lighter, a bag of charcoal, as well as a DVD on how to start a fire. Find out who wins on the next Survivor.
But they didn't get a DVD player. So the DVD is kind of useless.
I know. Oh, okay. So what do you want to do next? Where do you want to go after this?
Well, since you're playing goofy shit, I'll play a very short goofy shit.
Okay.
If you feel useless, just remember that it took the US multiple presidents, trillions of dollars, thousands of lives, and 20 long years to replace the Taliban with the Taliban.
There you go.
Case in point.
You know, the one thing that I've seen now is this, since they're going to take and try to perp walk Trump, which they're never going to do. And the fact that they're making all these Christian Republicans stand up for Trump. Yeah, I know he banged a porn star and, Yeah, it's not a great thing, but we should really bring an ex-president up because then it's we're basically in a banana republic. And so I love the way they got to make him like everybody carry water for him. But the thing is, Biden is not without scandal. He has an issue. And now that they've opened the floodgates, the Republicans who have the House, they're going to start looking into his stuff. And here we go.
President Trump might not be the only person answering questions about prior conduct. There is news regarding Tara Reade. Now, as you may remember, Tara Reade is the former Senate staffer of then Senator Joe Biden, and she made allegations that he violently sexually assaulted her in the Capitol building while she was trying to physically resist him, that he did very terrible things to her. And so she put out a tweet recently that got some attention. Here's the tweet for those listening. So I'm not a former porn star, nor did I receive hush money. I was a Senate staffer for Joe Biden when he sexually assaulted me in 1993. To date, no investigation, only media attacks and trolls aimed at me. I ask again to @MT Green and @Matt Gaetz, when will Joe Biden be investigated? Thanks.
So there you go. You were shaking your fist there, Bob. What was going on?
I wasn't. I was doing this because I was talking about Tara Reade.
He went a couple knuckles deep into her, and it wasn't in the Capitol. It was like it was outside on the side of the Capitol, from what I understand, or from what I remember,
without consent as well.
Yeah, he didn't ask.
Kind of important, and I mean, Trump had an affair with a porn star, but at least she was over 18, unlike everybody that those other assholes hook up with.
Hey, Tara, you know what? Let's play a game. I'll stick 2 digits in you, and you try to whistle. What do you think?
Fucking brothers used to do that back when I was a kid. They'd grab my fucking nipples and twist and be whistle. I'm screaming like, fuck you. Assholes.
So in Philadelphia, we have a morning show, and I know the one lady here, the first lady, she was talking about drinking. So, but it didn't really come out that way. This is Channel 6 News in Philadelphia.
Wednesday, mild, some sunshine, 60. Thursday, partly sunny skies, and 57. And to another woman who likes to be double-fisted in a different way, I think, Jack.
She means beer. She means beer. Guys, she means beer. Don't put me on YouTube. Oh, my God.
No, we'll just put you on the bunker. Like in demo mode. What is it with you in demo mode? What
here's what happened.
Won't pay for.
I have this thing that's called ScreenFlow. On ScreenFlow, they upgraded, and now you have to pay more for it. I didn't want to pay more for it, but it looks like they're forcing you. If not, they put demo mode in front of it. So every fucking video is going to have demo mode in front of it, because I didn't realize that. I just cut them down so they were, I trimmed them down. And then this way, it wouldn't be so long. So that's what I did. But you know what happened? ScreenFlow double-fisted me. That's what happened. And it wasn't about beers, Bob. It wasn't about beers. Don't put me on YouTube.
Okay, I won't. Wait a minute. Yeah, we still got a green check there. Mine just put Conan on them. See what it does to mine. Here you go. Here's yeah.
My bedroom was next to my mom and dad's, me and my 3 brothers, and we had 2 sets of bunks. And you could tell when Dad was restless. I remember one night, true story. One night, my dad,
true story,
I could feel like he was rolling in bed because the headboard was hit the side of the wall. And I next morning asked I said, "God, it's true." That's my mom. I said, I was in, I think, a junior in high school. So what's the matter with Dad? He said, we just lost our insurance. His business is no longer going to cover insurance for the employees.
Did you hear that? Did you pay attention?
Yeah, I was trying to find my bed squeaking.
His fucking parents' headboard was slamming the wall in the bedroom next to him. And he's like, "Hey, Ma, what's wrong with Dad?" Our insurance got canceled.
Yeah, sure it was.
That's
what happened. God
dummy.
damn it! I got to figure out. I got to get better at with my sound effects. Can't find my bed squeaking one. That's what I was looking for.
So while you were talking about Trump, I forgot about this clip because I'm stupid. Not gonna watch the entire clip.
All right, hold on. Take that down because I took that clip. It was 7 minutes long.
Not if it says fucking demo mode. I just need the
Doesn't
first.
matter, Bob. This is an audio show. Forget about it. It's going to say demo mode. Just deal with it.
Well, mine's right here. I can just stop.
Yeah, but it's 9 minutes long and you'll be scrubbing through it like a douchebag.
No, I don't need to.
All right, fine.
It's
Fine.
Go ahead. The very beginning.
With the recent news of Donald Trump's looming indictment, we've seen Trump's allies attack prosecutors in all sorts of ways. But one attack in particular stood out to me. On Thursday, Boris Epstein said that woke radical DAs in New York and Atlanta are to blame for Trump's legal problems.
Did you hear what just came out of her mouth? Don't read what's on the screen. Read what just came out of her mouth.
Yeah, I heard all that.
Woke DAs are to blame for Trump's legal problems. Now read that. It says woke radical DAs in New York and Atlanta are allowing crime to run rampant in their cities. This says nothing about Trump being arrested.
I know.
So what is she doing?
I would show you, but I'm not allowed because my video has demo mode in front of it.
Go ahead. I didn't know you like combed the whole fucking thing and pulled shit. I was just going to point that out.
Show prep. I've been doing show prep all day. Hey, everybody, just pretend it doesn't say demo mode across the video. So here it is. This is what she's talking about. This is what she's trying to tell you. This is the bullshit that they're trying to tell you over on MSNBC.
Take, for example, the news this past week of the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, the largest bank failure since the 2008 financial crisis. It was a big deal, and it's a complicated issue, one that we could probably devote an entire show to. But for some Republicans, the real problem had no connection at all to any economic policies at all.
This is really the first bank failure that was caused by adherence to woke beliefs and policies.
They were one of the most woke banks.
Lord knows what other left-wing romping was going on in these woke banks.
This bank, they're so concerned with DEI and politics and all kinds of stuff. I think that really diverted from them focusing on their core mission.
So blaming the wokes or wokeness or wokeism has become a knee-jerk reaction for Republicans on any issue. Clearly, the term itself is a little bit ambiguous and has been subject to a lot of interpretation. But many Republicans have co-opted woke and increasingly used it to rally their base against their political opponents. In a decidedly unscientific analysis, we found—
Did you hear that?
Unscientific analysis?
Yeah, in a really unscientific. Let me back that up just a smidgen over there. This is what cracks me up. This is what she says.
In a decidedly unscientific—
In a decidedly
unscientific.
Yeah.
Analysis, we found that mentions of the term woke in Fox News articles skyrocketed just after Joe Biden became president. Imagine that. But now that the presidential primary process is heating up a bit—
Hey, you know what other term? You know what other term took off? I don't know, just a few years ago? Wet ass pussy.
Okay.
My point is the term woke wasn't really being used widely back when Obama was fucking in office.
I know. Well, so let me continue.
So yeah, when they count how many times it's used on a Fox News's webpage, so what? The word wasn't really used prior to 2016, whatever.
Hang on.
There's a lot of words.
Here we go.
Sam.
All in on their anti-wokeness. They have elevated the supposed threat to such great heights, you'd hardly know this country faced any other problems at all. Just listen to some of the declared and presumptive Republican candidates for president.
No,
American freedom is under attack as never before.
It's in the classroom, the boardroom, and the back rooms of government.
The poisonous lie of equity, wokeness, and identity politics.
This woke mind virus.
Woke tyranny.
Big media, big government, even big business have locked arms to advance a pernicious woke agenda designed to control the American people.
You can't just say, let it go, because then we're going to be living under an oppressive wokeocracy.
Woke supremacy is as bad as white supremacy.
Wokeness is a virus more dangerous than any pandemic, hands down.
That guy was the
An
black face of
oppressive
woke supremacy.
wokeocracy. For Republicans, wokeness is public enemy number one. By the sound of it, there is simply no greater threat to American liberty. Whether or not they actually believe it, they clearly think it's a winning message ahead of 2024.
All right. So the thing, what they're trying to do is, you're over the target because she's here trying to spin this big flaming bag of dog shit into something that it's not. The reason that the bank, what's that called? The Silicon Valley Bank, the person that was supposed to be in charge of making sure that it was viable was worried about equity and inclusion and all that other DEI bullshit. And that's the problem. And this is what's going on. And that's what they're talking about. Because
wait a minute. Who was running that bank? Was it a guy?
No, it was a woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was
how much did they donate to Black Lives Matter causes? That one bank, $73 million.
$million, yeah.
Right, 73 million. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah. So, and here's the problem, Bob, because right now China's meeting with Russia, and they've got Iran and Saudi Arabia basically making a peace deal. So now they have, I think it's Brazil, China, Saudi Arabia. They're all, so next thing you know, we're going to be sitting out. These guys are going to be making the change. They're the world leaders now. Why? Because the United States is fucking around with, oh, I might be a girl. Oh, I might be this. Oh, look at my pronouns. Oh, equity. They are dragging this country down like a fucking cinder block.
Can you define woke? I don't know. Can you? I don't know. I know what it is, but I can't define it.
There is a gentleman. He's running for president. I can't remember his name now. He's Indian. He's Hindu. He was raised Catholic. I have a video here of him describing what woke is. I think. Here we go. Oh, look, Bob, demo mode.
The new popular talking point on the American left is that conservatives don't know how to define the word woke. It means you believe that your identity is based on your race, your gender, and your sexual orientation, and that there's an invisible power structure in the laws of nature that say that if you're white, you're straight, and you're cis, and you're male, then you're at the top of that hierarchy. And if you aren't one of those things, then you're on the bottom of that hierarchy. That there's an invisible relationship between those oppressors and those who they oppress. And that's how human relationships work. That's what it means to be woke.
See, we know what woke is.
Everybody has their own definition.
Yeah.
To me, the word woke is just the word joke with a fucking W on it.
I'm leaning into it. I don't care anymore. I've had enough of this bullshit. I'm not, again, if this is what you're into right now, there is a school out in Seattle. It's a public school. And they were forbidding whites and Jews from attending a taxpayer-funded event for a multicultural week. I mean, nothing screams diversity like school-sponsored racism. Lincoln High School was celebrating Multicultural Week through March 17th. So it was to promote cultural visibility with a number of events to be held by the Black Student Union, the Latino Student Union, and the Asian Student Union. The Friday night event was a free potluck lunch. Friday event was a free potluck lunch, but there will be no promoting of cultural visibility on display because white and Jewish students are not invited. Hey, we're having a multicultural thing, but you whites, you Jews, sorry, you can't come.
That's not exactly equity and inclusion, is it?
Here, this was in the school newsletter. On Friday of Multicultural Week, students and staff of color and those who identify with any group represented by the BSU, LSU, ASU are invited for a lunch potluck. Ironically, the email version of the newsletter linked to the Seattle Public School non-discrimination policy. The district promises not to discriminate in any program or activity on the basis of race, color, ancestry, or national origin. This potluck lunch clearly was discriminatory. Due to race-based admittance, the woke white principal couldn't attend. The guy couldn't even attend. So, but they had to walk it back.
No.
Poor guys. They had to walk it back, Bob. Now, I just wanted to show you. Oh, come on. Why? I had the his LinkedIn profile, but now when I try to sign on to it now, it wants me to sign into LinkedIn, and I don't have a LinkedIn account. So I can't do that.
Well, I've got a clip that shows I guess you'd call it racism by the news.
Okay.
Where our news is being, like racist on what they report on.
Did you hear about the mass shooting in Georgia where 9 children were shot? Did you hear about that? I mean, it's had to have been on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. It had to have been on your national news. It had to be in your newspapers. It had to be everywhere, right? No? That's weird because this guy and a 15-year-old shot 9 kids. That's a mass shooting. It happened in Georgia at a gas station. Well, that's weird. I haven't heard anything about it. I just happened to stumble onto this article on somebody else's page, so I didn't see it in the news feeds of social media. I didn't hear it on the evening news.
See, they're being racist.
Oh, racism!
Damn right.
Oh, wait a minute, Bob. Survivor, they just came out with another little excerpt of the new season.
Sizzle reel.
I think we should give it a look.
Now, what are they doing?
At this point in the game, each team is down to 3 players. Except for you, Team Burrito. You're up to 17.
Oh, Dios mío.
Make that 18.
It's my great grandson.
Our next challenge is for reward. To win, you're going to have to swim 200 yards out into the ocean.
Come on, man. That's like the 8th swimming challenge, dog. When we going to have a basketball challenge? Yeah, or a soccer challenge. We want ping pong challenge.
It's a swim challenge. Team White Bread, you can use your canoe.
What?
First team back with the flag wins. Want to know what you're playing for? Bucket of fried chicken.
I got it. Here it is. Let's go. Give me the chicken.
I can't wait for this season. I'm so pumped for this season of Survivor. I'm telling you.
Now that's a CBS program, right? So that'll be on what is it, Paramount?
Mm-hmm. I think it will be, yeah.
Strange thing is the show is not Paramount on my mind to watch.
It's not? No? Yeah. Hang on, I got one more. Because you know what? I love to be able to like binge watch. Here we go.
Soon it will be the rainy season here on Cook Island, and shelter will be a necessity. Let's check in with our teams and see how they're holding up.
We use all our supplies to build a porch.
Wow. Team Burrito. You have the greatest shelter in the history of the show.
It's not for us. Team White Bread paid us 3 coconuts an hour to build it for them.
Team Soy Sauce, what happened to your shelter?
Godzilla!
Sorry?
Yeah, I can't wait for this season of Survivor. Looks like it's going to be a banger.
Got a little clip here I'll throw at you.
Y'all want to know who I date, who I go with?
Nope. Here's some fucking Slayer instead.
Yeah. Fucking what the fuck was that in me? Y'all want to know who I date, who I be going with? No. Why would you make that a TikTok?
Well, it's the whole, it's the whole, there's that show out now. It's a podcast. It's a Christian guy who brings on all these girls and he talks to them and they get really, really pissed. Like he asks some questions like, why are you a whore? And why are you doing all these? Yeah, it's amazing.
I think I saw a clip of that. What he was basically talking out or talking against like the trans community or something, and they all got pissed off and walked off
like
set.
it's like, yeah, you suck that lady dick. If you don't suck a lady dick, you're a homophobe or a transphobe. Both, I think, or one or the other. Hey, I got one for you,
brother.
Hey, how do you know when your landscaper's having a bad day?
He doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That looked more like a roofer because that's what they use to put all the roofing shingles in.
Yeah, I guess
That's rough.
That's a bad day.
How did it get into gear?
I think it was. I think it got out. I think it got out of gear.
Like the emergency brake cable just snapped and it just rolled. That's weird.
Mm-hmm. The other thing is out in California. The weather girl out there apparently she had an issue. Here, why don't we just get right into it?
Everyone, today is Saturday, March 18th. Welcome to KCAL News at 7 on CBS, streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. I'm Rachel Kim.
And I'm Michelle Medina in for Sheba, who is ready for some sunshine. I know I am. Let's start off with checking your next weather with meteorologist Alyssa Carlson. She joins us live in the studio. Alyssa, this really is the calm before the storm.
Not again. No.
We're going to go ahead and go to break right now.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we're going to take a break.
Weekdays, KCAL News Mornings.
It's right about here that you can tell. It's like she leans on her elbows right there, and then the eyes, whoop, right there. She's going out, ladies and gentlemen.
Night.
Night. And then head down, knees buckle. Good night.
There was one I saw right before we went live. I didn't download it, but it was like a different camera angle. It was from a totally different news show. It looked like more of just a overhead over the whole, news set, and the chick was on the ground, and everybody was trying to, like bring her back to life or something. I don't know. She was fucked up. So it was another one happened too. I don't know that it was live on camera, but there was video. I just didn't download it.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe. Oh. I'm so excited to see another lady try.
I just said I saw it right before the show. I didn't download it, but it was like one of those that didn't have the save, video button, and I had to copy and paste the link and shit. Not worth it.
Oh, I got you.
Too much effort. That's what everybody asks. Like it's gotten to where anytime you see anybody just fall out. There was some TikTok like model chick. I don't follow this crap, but it was on Twitter, and she was like 30 years old and died. Just dropped dead. And everybody's like, she's vaccinated. So
maybe she is.
I don't know.
Breaking news: Dick Van Dyke, 97, was involved in a Malibu car crash. Legendary TV star Dick Van Dyke reportedly was injured when he crashed his Lexus in Malibu after losing control behind the wheel.
Hey, that's Tommy Chong. It's not Dick Van Dyke.
The 97-year-old actor skidded in wet conditions before smashing into a gate on a Wednesday morning. The ordeal left him with a bloody nose and mouth, as well as possible concussion. Police arrived to find the Hollywood veteran behind the wheel of his Lexus LS 500. He was treated at the scenes by paramedics. It's understood that Van Dyke was not taken to the hospital, instead picked up by a friend who took him home. Cops have reportedly submitted documents to the DMV requesting that the Mary Poppins star retake his driver's test. There he is. There's Dick Van Dyke.
He's old enough to remember when there weren't cars.
Yeah, pretty much. 97. Now, a few years ago, I forget how many years ago, it says in here, about 10 years ago, he was involved in another crash where he was rescued from his burning Jaguar in Los Angeles. There it is.
Oh, wow.
The actor was pulled from the vehicle, apparently not realizing it was flaming up on the highway. Bob, do you think you would need to know that if the car was on fire?
But, I mean, look what he did for traffic going that direction. There is none. It's great.
Oh, yeah, it's
going the other direction. Woof, bumper to bumper.
Right. There's the poor car afterwards.
Oh, looked like he might have been doing some landscaping.
When do you think, I mean, if you're 97 years old, do you think that you should take a test every year to see if you can still drive a car? I mean,
every week.
Every week?
Mm-hmm.
There he is. That's back in the day when he was. But
yeah, you should have to take like a glucose test or something before you get behind the wheel. Kind of like when you get like a DUI, you got to blow into a tube. They should have something that like when you grab the wheel, it like automatically gets into your blood and says, "Okay, your blood sugar's high. You ain't going nowhere."
Well, I'd never be able to drive, Bob. I'm just saying that 97. God bless the man. He's got a wife that's probably 60 now. I think he married her when she was 50. He's like 40 years. I think his wife's younger than some of his kids.
And I just seen where Rupert Murdoch got like married. He's 92 and he married like a 66-year-old. Like, why? You're 92.
Because you know what? They need companionship. They need somebody to take care of them.
Somebody crying tears of joy at the fucking funeral.
Yeah, I guess. Well, that would be the ex-wives crying tears of joy.
No, that'd be the new one who didn't get a prenup or something. You know what I mean? Like, what?
I don't know. Boomer bunker, step in time, step in time. I don't know what that means.
I think he has Tourette syndrome. Typing.
Hey, listen, Mike, usually sing it. Boomer bunker, step in time, boomer, step in time. I guess it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
No, I don't know.
All right. Just saying.
It's from Mary Poppins. I never seen it. Sorry. I'm a
how have you never seen Mary Poppins? What kind of American are you that you've never seen Mary Poppins?
Okay, when did Mary Poppins come out, John?
I don't know, in the 60s.
Okay, so
but they play it they would play it every year on the Wonderful World of Disney. You had to
1964. No,
hey, look, Duchess says the same thing. What, you've never seen Mary Poppins, you heathen?
Yeah, I've also never seen like Star Wars and other bullshit. Everybody's all, oh, but it's the greatest thing ever. Fuck off.
Oh, I'm sorry, you were out rocking. Bob was out rocking.
No, yeah, I was in my room listening to fucking Motley Crue records.
You missed a lot, Bob. You missed a lot of culture out there. You missed Mary Poppins and the Dick Van Dyke Show. Duchess wants to cancel you.
Yeah. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Every time I eat your butt, it gives me halitosis.
Aha! Aha! You do know something about it.
You know the song? Who doesn't know the song?
I'm just telling you. Just saying.
Fuck, they use it in damn commercials and shit now. They like ruin everything.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stop thinking about tomorrow now is for like a mortgage company. It's like, fuck. Everything.
So what do you want to do next? I have something
what
about
is this thing? I was going to say, what is this thing about Tara Reid? But
I already talked about Tara Reid.
Okay.
How he went.
Oh, I was thinking the actress.
No, this is the Tara Reid that was a.
Yeah, I got digits from Biden. Yeah, got it.
Correct.
Some reason, because I know Amanda Bynes was found walking around, naked.
She was found naked walking around, and she said, "Can someone call 911?"
So I didn't know. Maybe she was hanging out with the actress Tara Reid.
I might be having a what would they call that? A situation.
Does she have like bipolar disorder or some shit?
She got a lot. There's a lot of shit going on with her. Whenever you have a heart tattooed on your face, you know you've made some poor life choices. And I remember her show back in the day. My kids used to watch it. She was like this really peppy kid and a really good actress. And she was, I thought you'd see her in movies and stuff. And now she's just a wreck. All right, let's get into, speaking of wrecks, let's get into what's going on with the banks. Here's somebody actually teaching stuff in school. Oh, look.
You're not allowed to do that. This guy probably got fired for this.
No demo mode. What are we going to do? Hold on.
So I put 10,000 into the bank. They take my 10,000 and they go get 100,000. They borrow it from the Fed window. They get 10 times the amount of our deposits that we put into the bank. They then get 10 times the amount. They then take that 10 times the amount and they put it into treasury bonds or something else that's going to give them a yield of 7% or 6%. While they pay us what? 0.0000 nothing percent. Right. And then what happens? We get hip to it and say, hey, Mr. Silicon Valley Bank, can I have my money back? Oh, we don't have it right now. I want my money back. I don't have it. Everybody, I want my money back. Give us our money back. Hold on. We got to go sell the treasury bonds that we invested in that now are upside down because the rates are through the roof. And I don't have your money. So what has to happen to their Ponzi scheme that I would have went to jail if I did that? They get bailed out. Mr. Biden comes up and says, oh, I'm going to print more money. I wonder why he's going to print more money. To devalue your dollar even more. Because guess what they're doing next to you? They're going to centralize banking. They're going to own crypto. They're going to regulate everything to be digital. So this is the first step to doing it. And they're going to own us. We got to wake up because that's what's happening. And next, there's a war going to go on between China or between Russia, and we're right in the middle, right? And then you look at these companies like BlackRock. Does anybody ever hear of BlackRock or Vanguard? Oh, how coincidental. Since 9/11, you own everything. You own everything. You own Pfizer. You own Moderna. Just coincidentally, but we don't know who the hell you are. You're never on TV, but you own Apple. You own Facebook. So you own everybody's identities, all everybody's information. You own Smith & Wesson. You own manufacturers of guns. We're going to war. It just seems you're everywhere at the right time to make all the money. And you're the biggest company in the world, but you're never on the news. We never hear about you. Yeah, man, we got serious problems.
Yeah, I've got the long version of that, so I'm going to assume that you clipped that down to.
Yeah, I did clip it down a little bit.
Size. Good job.
Well
done.
Yeah, it was a long speech, but I think I got everything that we really needed to know about, what's going on here. And I think that's why everybody's worried about Trump and we're doing all that bullshit. That's why the news is focused on that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, before in 2008, 2009, they had those laws where they were saying we're going to make banks where we're not going to have banks that are too big to fail. So now what they're doing is the banks that are failing, they're having the bigger banks buy them up. Well, if you buy them up, then those banks become bigger and then those banks become too big to fail. So what are we doing here? Basically. I don't know.
Well, for some reason, we can still afford to give Israel the equivalent of $10 to $11 million a day.
A day?
Yeah, we give them $10 to $11 million a day, either through, weaponry or cash or whatever. So support. I'm saying, yeah, a day. A day.
That is crazy.
But, we don't, like I got potholes all over the place and fucking, and that kind of shit. So, because we don't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
So, next story, if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Court convicts man of removing condom without partner's consent.
What?
A condom.
I heard you, Bob, but is that a crime?
Apparently in the Netherlands, it is. A Dutch man was convicted Tuesday of removing his condom during sex without partner's consent in the first trial in the Netherlands for so-called stealthing. John, have you ever stealthed?
I am pleading the fifth on this question, Bob.
Okay. Well, however, their district court acquitted the man of a rape charge because it ruled that the sex was consensual. So, by his actions, the suspect forced the victim to tolerate having unprotected sex with him. In doing so, he restricted her personal freedom and abused the trust she had placed in him, the court said.
So you're telling me now that if you do the old, switcheroo dipper do and you pull off the condom, that now that's a crime if you don't tell her or she says she doesn't know? What if it's the other way around? What if she's
claims to be on fucking birth control and she isn't?
Well, not that, but also she pulls the condom off and you don't really realize
she ends up. Well, you're gonna realize it.
You think?
Well, if you got any girth about you, yeah, you're gonna realize it.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right. So should this be a crime?
I mean, I can see why it would be because
It's not
of
just about
your
being pregnant.
STDs, pregnancy, the next guy. Maybe she's got somebody double parked waiting to get in.
I
Kind of
guess.
thing. The smell that guy's going to have to deal with.
California says in 2021, California made an
That's the first
outlaw
state.
of stealthing too.
Correct, making it illegal to remove a condom without obtaining verbal consent.
Well, isn't that just a he said, she said thing
Well,
now?
if he's doing it right, he can just like slip it in because you got her going, yes, yes, yes. Hey, can I take this off? Yes, yes,
yes, yes.
Right?
No. Oop, too late. Can't put it back on. The only one I have.
Other courts have tackled the phenomenon in recent years.
Phenomenon.
In a case in Germany, a Berlin court in 2018 convicted a police officer of sexual assault and gave him an 8-month suspended sentence for secretly removing his condom during intercourse. So hopefully he wasn't taking his condom off during a
breathalyzer test.
Right. And, get that out without being so rude. You did a good job there.
Sorry.
And ordered him to pay damages of nearly 3,100 euros to the victim.
Wow.
Suspended sentence was reduced to 6 months when they saw how tiny his penis actually was.
Duchess says, just leave it on. Oh my God, it's not made of styrofoam.
Another man was acquitted in a separate stealthing trial because the court said it was not proven that he had the intent to force his partner to have unprotected sex. So do you agree with that it's uncool to take the condom off without their consent?
Well, yes. But again, if you're in a committed relationship, okay, and you're in a committed relationship, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But if you're just out having what we used to call back in the day sport fucking, if you were out sport fucking and you yank one off, I think that's a little worse. Here, Patriot Nick says, everyone knows there are multiple use, John. You can get at least 2. Try flipping it inside out and starting over. See, Nick, around here, we have enough money to buy them by the dozen. So I never really had to take one, flip it inside out, and try to put it back on again.
You got to do, there's a rapper, I can't think of his name right now, but when he's done, he puts hot sauce inside of the condom and then tosses it so that they can't get it out and impregnate themselves with the condom.
Right, because what happened was, and the reason we found this out was he was getting sued because some gold digging whore was in the bathroom and dumped that load back into her coochie, and her hoo-ha started burning, and she was having a shit fit because he put hot sauce in the condom, and she was trying to dump the load in to get pregnant. Gold digging hoa. So, yeah. What Dean says, you take it off right before the facial.
Yeah, or the back hosing.
Right.
Yeah.
All righty.
All right, that was my story. Your turn.
Bob, coffee. It's racist.
Oh, I don't drink coffee. Oh, you were doing a story. Sorry.
Yep. If you're a person of color, you know what I'm talking about. You walk into a new coffee shop, the senses are overwhelming with whiteness. And you get the glare from all the Karens. The white hipster barista lines herself up between you and the bathrooms, ready to tell non-customers they're not welcome. If you had a white coffee drinking friend, he or she might have even let you in on the old coffee joke. White coffee drinkers share when people of color aren't around. There are 3 things that are necessary in order to make a cup of coffee. They are a black man to roast it, a yellow man to grind it, and a white man to drink it. Well, I'm here to validate your living experience. Coffee is, in fact, horribly racist. And here's the data to back it up. Every facet of the coffee industry, in fact, is rooted in racism. From the moment of the white, vicious that stole the coffee from the black and brown people to the present-day Karen sipping her morning cup of white supremacy, whites have been able to drink the fruits of our labor and our culture with impunity. There's nothing more important to black folks than leaning. Oh, you know what, Bob? Hang on a second. There's nothing more important to black folks than learning more about their rich history. Man, it's a little loud, Bob.
A little loud there, Bubba. Hey, man, turn that shit down a little.
We drag that down there a little bit, Bob.
Appreciate it.
The history of coffee is both fascinating and tragic. Working through this unpleasant history is necessary for everyone involved in coffee. For some, the history is a source of empowerment. For others, it's a source of anger, hurt, and shame. Unfortunately, for many, this history is unknown. It's important that we understand and acknowledge its history. It's well-known fact that the whites would be eating bland food like plain bread and gruel if it wasn't for their theft of culinary secrets from people of color, and especially black folks. That's precisely why when the whites found out about coffee, it became one of the reasons they decided to victimize and appropriate black civilization wholesale. The first coffees exported to North America and in Europe were harvested by slaves. Later, enslaved Africans prepared and served coffees for their slave owners, and they were not laboring in the fields. Coffee first came to North America and Europe between 1650 and 1700. But coffee was an important, almost religious part of black culture going in as far back as the 1400s in Ethiopia. Do you believe any of this bullshit, Bob?
I'll have 2 cups of Django, please. Unchained.
So all you white people out there drinking your cup of racism in the morning, and I know somebody in here that loves her cup of racism in the morning. Matter of fact, she has several cups of racism during the day. Just saying. I mean, everything. Everything.
You know, if it wasn't that, they'd find something else to fucking bitch about.
Well, of course. Now coffee's racist. Everything.
It doesn't matter what it is. No, the air in your tires on your vehicle is racist.
Right.
It took air from somebody of color to put in there.
Yeah, some people say that they like their coffee like they like their men, strong, black, and hot. Well, I like my coffee like I like my women.
Ground up and
colored, sweet, light colored, and cool. I don't know.
I like mine packed into little K cups. KKK cups. So
racist coffee drinkers, you. Be ashamed of yourself.
So how far are you from Hackensack?
All right, Hackensack is right across the river. Am I right in saying this? Is Hackensack right across the river from New York? I need a little help here with my New York geography. Is
near like Newark?
It's I think it's north of Newark, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right across from it's right near New York City. So it's far from me. It's about 2 hours away
from me.
It
might as well be called Hackensack, New York.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. I haven't heard this, but let's see if they do a better job explaining it than me reading the article. Great.
The people away. This is how most people responded to the news of last night, where 5 mall employees were brought back to life after a drug overdose.
Like I said, a very nice mall, not something that I would hear of that.
Yesterday evening, the Hackensack Police Department, fire officials, and EMS responded to an emergency call at the shops at Riverside, reporting that multiple people had been found believed to suffer an overdose. Good Samaritans nearby used life-saving equipment on the victims while waiting for the first responders, who then administered Narcan when they arrived.
They did what they were taught to do, and they...
Blah, blah, blah. Police and everybody did what they were fucking taught to do. Good for you. You're in your paychecks. Now, if I had to guess, these 5 female employees at the mall probably smoked a joint, if I had to guess, laced with fentanyl. Because that is
we're guessing now, Bob? Is that what we're doing? We're guessing now?
Well, because the article doesn't come out and tell you.
Okay. So we're going to guess.
Does not. It says this is not a random incident in the mall. The stores in the mall are safe and there's no danger to the public. Keep coming here and spending your fucking money. So, like I said, they don't say. So the only way that I could think that they would, ingest fentanyl without knowing it, because it was accidental.
Well, Bob, I want to tell you that this isn't just something that you would go and take and say, what they were smoking a joint. You don't know where they got this, Bob. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it wasn't in an ice cream cone.
listen, the way the fentanyl is going around here, I'm shocked. And it is in marijuana. It is in everything now. I mean, they're putting it in everything, and it's so powerful right now that they actually have some that they've made where it actually starts to, if you ingest it or whatever, it'll start to eat away your skin. This is crazy. And I don't know what they're going to do about it. I don't know how they're going to stop it because it's only like a little tiny bit that'll do this. They're putting it in everything.
The 5 female mall employees were ages 29 to 41, used fentanyl and were unconscious. So, I mean,
all right. So they probably had it, and they were probably heroin users. To be quite honest with you, they were probably snorting it.
I don't know any of those that have jobs.
Well, some of them do.
So
the belief is that the women did not know they were ingesting drugs and that were laced with fentanyl. Oh, they didn't know they were ingesting drugs laced with fentanyl. They knew they were ingesting drugs.
Yeah, they were probably smoking a fatty.
A fatty.
It had to be like a fatty because 5 people hitting one joint.
Okay.
Fucking the super spreader event.
Everybody should have a can of Narcan on them.
It's yeah, I mean, it's actually getting to that. There's like, I know like the bus drivers here and shit that drive not like school bus drivers, but they drive the local bus that drives you from one point to the other, and they have to carry that stuff, I think, now too. So it's like, fuck, not only do they have to drive a bus with a bunch of fucking assholes on it, they gotta like bring them back to life if they die on the bus.
Yeah, I can.
Chore to be tasked with.
Yeah. I know your buddy Kramer just put out a video. He's all pissed off.
Yeah, I watched part of it. If it's the one that I'm thinking of, and
he's
I'm
talking
gonna
about
download it.
All the lies.
All the lies about Trump. Yeah.
Here we go.
Started with a lie. The very first lie was that Trump was a racist, that he had said that all Mexicans were rapists and thieves. That was a lie. That didn't work. So the next lie was that he was colluding with Russia. We spent millions and spent 4 years investigating. Turns out it was all a fucking lie. And then they said, well, Trump tried to overthrow the country with a day of violent rioting on Capitol Hill, and that he was so enraged with what was going on and that he wasn't winning that he climbed through a limo and tried to take the wheel from the limo. All a lie. Then we were told to wear a fucking mask because it'll keep you safe. Lie. Then we were told to take a drug because it'll keep you from getting something. Lie. We were told to take a drug because it'll keep you from passing something on. Lie. We were told that if you took this drug, you wouldn't fucking die from what you were taking the drug for. Lie. Then we were told it was safe and effective. Lie. All the same people are telling the same fucking lies. When the fuck are you gonna wake up? Now, they're not just lying to you, they're telling you that you can't speak the truth. That if you speak the truth, you're a threat to national security. If you speak the truth, you're a threat to the nation. Are you fucking done yet? The liars are not only lying, but now they're telling you you can't speak the truth. When are you going to wake the fuck up and take to the fucking streets?
Well.
Wow. Surprised that video wasn't removed.
I think I got it early, Bob. Maybe it wasn't removed.
Doesn't have the ring of January 6th, like March 20, whatever, 3rd, whatever the fuck it's going to be. It doesn't have the ring of J6. Like, what are you going to do? M23?
Right. I got that.
Yeah.
So I have this other video here. And basically, a guy is, I'm not sure because it's kind of broken up, but he was doing some kind of man on the street report. And apparently he upset a trans woman. Well, you'll see her in a second. So he upset her and, hilarity ensued.
Oh, look, a woman's titty. Fuck you.
So she pulled down her top and said, look, a woman's titty. fuck you, and started to walk away. So he turns the microphone over to hear what she says, and this is what happens.
Oh. That's assault.
So now what this guy's like, excuse me. He wants her arrested. I think you should just go over there and punch her right back in the face again. In other words,
you don't hit a lady.
Exactly, Bob. Exactly. So now he gets the cops involved. So what do the cops do?
Stop! Do it! Stop! Stop! He's touching me! He hit me! He hit me! He hit me!
So they let her go.
They let her go.
And then they want to harass him.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, he hit me. He hit me. Cut me a break.
Officer he. Well,
this is why we're getting our ass kicked, Bob. This is the shit we're talking about. Nick says he should have kicked her in the balls.
Yeah, I mean, you could actually get your toe right up in there, right up that skirt. Well, they
yeah, that's just right. Equality, punch her back.
They could be blowing a smoke up her ass, John, like this. Government officials say an alien mothership is close to Earth.
Okay.
A Harvard astronomer and Pentagon officials have spotted eye-catching activity and are now suggesting that an alien mothership could potentially be releasing small probes onto Earth while it travels on a close path. Experts are open to the possibility that these alien motherships are monitoring our planet and there are other civilizations aside from Earth.
Okay. So let me just ask you this. So let's go with this. Let's say it's correct. All right. So they're monitoring us. They send probes down here to find out what do you think they would come down here and get into this bullshit that's going on, or would they just let us wipe ourselves out and then deal with the aftermath?
Maybe they're afraid of being assaulted by a dude dressed as a chick. I don't know.
Well, first of all, if they came down and landed, if a bunch of alien ships came down to Mars and landed and they came out, what would we do? Would we attack them? Would we try to defend ourselves? Would we attack them, or would we like to see what they were here for first? What do you think would happen?
Well, maybe
I think we
they're
would immediately
unmanned.
attack them.
I think, maybe they're just unmanned craft. They're like space drones.
Right. But I'm just saying that if they came down here and they landed, the first thing the Department of Defense would do would be try to attack them, which would not be smart. That would be like a Chihuahua attacking a pit bull. The fact that they can come here and land on this planet from somewhere that we don't even know where they came from means that they have to be way more advanced than we are. The first thing we do is attack them. I wish somebody would come here. I wish somebody would come here and start and basically
fuck around and find out.
No, I would imagine try to stop the nonsense that's going on here, teach people how to act, teach humans how to act.
Act.
We don't know how to act, Bob.
I get it.
And we need, you're going to bring something up? Go ahead.
Biden's first veto impacts your 401k in the U.S. Climate change fight. Now, what's going on here in short is that I guess Republicans were trying to pass some shit that kind of would limit banks or companies who manage investments like your 401k. It basically would limit them from being able to invest in things that like climate change stuff. And Biden vetoed that shit right away because he thinks that you should be allowed to have your 401k drop like a hot rock.
So I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to save that ESG. Is that what it's called? ESG? God, I hate when I can't remember.
Environmental social governance.
Yeah, ESG. He's trying to save that because a lot of companies are pulling their money out of BlackRock and Vanguard because they're all over this. And like that one clip we played earlier, you know, BlackRock, they need the money. If everybody started pulling their money out of Vanguard and BlackRock, they'd shit a brick.
Well, that's what's interesting is they manage everybody's retirement accounts, and they use that power of all that capital to, I don't know, affect laws and buy up entire fucking neighborhoods of homes before they're even built so that they can rent them out, you know. So they basically use your own money against you. That's fucking hilarious.
I saw a Babylon Bee article where it says banks are calling people now and asking people to borrow money instead of the other way around because they need it. All right, so I got to get into this thing. What Nick says: the fact that you're giving this the time of day proves government propaganda is working. Instead of seeing what's going on around you, you're looking up. Nick, do you understand what this show is? We look at the idiocy of what's going on in the press and we talk about it. Do we really believe that there are spaceships landing probes here on Earth? I don't know. Could it happen? Yeah. But the thing is that there's an actual news story about it. So we give it its due diligence. You know, we look at it, we talk about it, and that's it.
I told them that they should land in Mexico and just walk across our border.
Yeah, that's how they get in here.
Well, the other thing that Biden's doing is I gotta blow this up.
Oh, he's always coming for your guns.
I don't know that I 100% disagree with this, but you know, basically one of the things it does is it makes it where if you do like a private, you know, like if you bought a gun off of me, it would have to be, you know, registered. And I kind of agree with that. I don't think I should be allowed to just take a gun that I've had in my closet for the last 8-9 years and just decide, hey, I'm going to sell it to John. I mean, if I have to register my car, you know,
yeah, but Bob, no one's going to come over and take your car from you if there's some kind of throwdown. All right. So the whole problem here is we didn't want a list of the people who had guns because people in power could send police over and basically separate people from the herd and go get their guns. And then the other people would make an example of them, and like sheep, we would fall in behind. And that's what that's what this is all about. Now, this gun law that he's talking about is also, it's not even about that. Now they're talking about pump shotguns. They used to say, we're not coming for your shotguns because we're not coming for your hunting stuff. That pump shotguns are for hunting. They have like 5, you know, you can maybe get 5, 6 if you take the plug out. You know, it's not even the 10 that you're not allowed to have for like a handgun. And again, not one thing that he's doing is going to stop criminals from getting guns because they don't give a shit about your laws, you feckless bag of oatmeal. There you go. Nick saying it's my property. I'll do with it as I please.
Yeah. So if they make you, you know, register it, report it stolen. Yep. Okay. So,
and then you get caught with it, and then you're somewhere and you get caught with it, and you reported it stolen. Now you're jammed up again. You're not thinking.
No, you just say, "Oh, well, I found it.
I lost it. Now I found it."
Yeah, it happens all the time.
It's lost, and now it is found. Yes. Yeah,
maybe Apple should come out with a gun so you could have it in like my, you know, like Find My Devices.
Yeah,
and you just mash a button and it beeps. You can like disable it.
Nick's been watching Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck says, "Yeah, I lost in a boating accident, fell in the bottom of the lake, really deep. Don't know where it's at." Meanwhile, you still have it in a safe downstairs.
Right.
This is what they're doing. They're using criminals to stop you. To make sure you can't defend yourself. We talked on the Rubberneckers where the lady they said it was a podcast. It was actually a Twitch streamer. Her and her husband was killed by somebody that had a crush on the woman.
Yes.
And, you know, she had what's that thing? She had a protection order against this guy. Wasn't allowed within I don't know how many feet of her.
Right.
And he just broke in the house, shot her husband, and then shot himself. And I said, this is bullshit. Whenever you need to order protection, you should get a gun, some ammunition.
Well, weren't they in India or some shit? Or
yeah, Seattle.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, same thing. Huh.
So
it's the drop the knife thing.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this. This isn't on the board, but Steven Crowder's back, and he's Rumble. Well, he's not Rumble exclusive, but he's mostly on Rumble. And he is getting so many people watching during the day that he's actually shutting the site down. The site actually went offline today.
Yeah, day one, I think he hit like 200K. Day two, I watched it for a little bit, but wasn't 100% paying attention when he had Alex Jones on.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, him and Alex Jones, I love that show. That's amazing. Those Alex Jones and Steven Crowder, if they could actually do a show together, it would be money. I'd watch that every day.
Yeah, did you like his opening his opening song on the episode 2 there with Alex Jones?
No, I don't even listen to that. So first of all, what I do is I download it as a podcast because I'm not sitting there watching it. And what I do is I bang that 30-second button until I get to his intro music because I don't give a shit about his songs or anything like that. I want to hear what they're talking about.
Well, I'm going to share it because you don't care about it. I'm going to make you watch it.
There we go.
I don't know why they put a Radiohead up there because it's not.
When you were here before, could have guessed that you were fine. You smell like a bagel. Adult girls make me cry.
So you get the point.
You float my own tugboat.
Where am I? Where do I go?
My bountiful depends. I wish I was special.
Oh, look, honey, a dandelion.
So f***ing special. But I'm a creep.
Yeah. All right, that's painful. But you get the
point. I want to kill people for putting that asshole in office. Now we got 2 more years of this bullshit, and I hope we can make it. And then again, the stuff that's going on between Trump and DeSantis. The best thing that could happen to this country, I'm going to say it, is Trump seizes up and doesn't make it to the 2024 election. And
so we'll have camel toe. I mean,
no, we're not going to have camel toe. You don't think Ron DeSantis could beat Joe Biden in an election?
No, I'm talking about if he
so what?
doesn't make it to
Nobody.
the end.
She's not going to do shit anyhow. She can't even speak. The best thing that could happen is Trump has a heart attack and falls on Kamala and kills both of them. That's the best thing that could happen.
That's not nice.
I didn't say it was nice. Just said it was the best thing that could happen. All right, so I have a video here about how well crime is going and the police. And again, this is why we're going to not be on YouTube and Twitch. So here's a cop gets called to somewhere and he pulls out, and then apparently some guy's trying to stab this woman and he won't stop. He still has a knife in his hand.
When he pulled out, did he remove his condom?
I don't think he had a condom on, Bob.
Okay.
Here we go.
Send more units! Send more units! Send more units! Get
Send
down!
more cops.
Get down! Get down!
Bob, he's saying get down. How much more can you get down? The guy's laying on the ground.
Who's like firing? Like
So I've tried. Look, see, so here's a guy. He's running, right? And he gets down. He gets down. Now, I don't know if he's trying to stab that woman. See, he's running towards her. Right? I don't know if you can see that. As it comes out, there's a guy. I'm going to try to circle right here. He's running towards her. And then I guess he tries to jump on her, and he's going to try. He's got a big knife in his hand.
Get down!
You notice that one guy exits stage right, the guy that was standing behind him.
I don't see any bullet holes.
He won't drop the knife.
Shots fired!
Drop the knife. Drop the knife.
Empty another clip.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Send more units! Send more units! Sir, drop the knife! Drop the knife! Sir, drop the knife. Hey, back up.
What do you think he's gonna do?
Sir, drop the knife. Hey, swing around. We need a crime scene. Hurry up. Get the.
You know, the thing is, don't you think that there'd be more blood? Like, where's the blood?
I don't know. It's not Hollywood, so
I understand that, but you know, if you shot somebody that many times, you would think that the front of his T-shirt, you think some of them would have to go through and through, right?
yeah. There's usually it's a lot more messy when you empty an entire magazine. That thing probably holds like 16. So.
I don't know. I should say we would go back and count it, but we could all of a sudden you start seeing the
I don't
green.
think I'd count that high, to be honest with you.
Well, don't threaten me with a good time. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
He began as he was walking up from the car, so he goes.
All
Well,
right,
yeah.
here we go.
Get down. Signal 13. Get down. Get down.
13.
Shots
14.
fired. Shots fired.
All right, so it was a 14 shot clip.
That's what I said. I said like
Magazine. Oh, I get yelled at when I say clip. It's
I know.
14 shot magazine. So he drops that. Yeah, 14 shots. And the guy's still holding a knife. But you would think if you shoot somebody 14 times that there would have to be some blood. I don't see any blood.
There were blanks.
Mike says cops aims worse than stormtrooper.
Or this one. Nobody needs 30 rounds.
Nobody needs 30 rounds.
Yeah.
No. Guy still got a knife in his hand.
Well, he probably can't, muster up the muscle ability to drop it.
Yeah, I think once you get shot that many times, you're like, well, I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, like you're saying, hey, Grandma, I missed you.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's Grandma. There's great grandma.
Oh, what is it? Look at the grouse.
I mean, I tell you what. And then, there's a lady in San Francisco. She's I don't know. She's an elected official. I don't know what part. She's for a part of San Francisco. And she's crying because they can't get any more cops. Nobody wants to be a cop in San Francisco. They can't hire anybody. Nobody wants to go there. And she's on video crying how they can't get cops and there's so much crime. Meanwhile, 2 years ago, she had this big tweet where she was saying, oh, we should defund the police because we should take that money. Blah, 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 blah. And now all of a sudden you see what's going on. And the thing is now, how are we going to rein this back in again? It's going to take so much to swing the other way before we can stop this kind of crime. And here we are. You couldn't pay me to live in a city right now. None of them. Philadelphia, New York, San Francisco, any big city. Tulsa, Oklahoma, anything, any big city at all right now is a hellscape.
Well, did you catch the nightly news tonight about
No.
what's going on in Cali right now? They're having tornadoes and floods again. Like it's like tornadoes in LA. What the hell?
Wait till you see what happens when it warms up there and that snow starts melting.
Oh.
They have 15 to 20 feet of snow in some areas. 15 to 20 feet.
Yeah, it's covering the roofs of homes.
Nick says, well, it's still in his hand technically. The threat isn't eliminated. Just keep shooting.
Yeah.
You try kicking it out of his hand, maybe.
I said drop the knife, and he didn't.
I said drop the knife. How many times do I have to shoot you before you drop the knife?
I mean, why is the first? There was no threat to the officer. Now I get it. There may have been to the woman who was on the ground.
Yeah, he was he was on top of a woman and on the ground. He had a knife. So I mean, I can see shooting him.
But wouldn't you think? I don't know. Aim for the ass. Aim for the ass, the legs. That I mean, he was on the ground. You could walk up to him and just say, "Hey, motherfucker, drop it."
Here's another thing. I saw this video and I didn't pull it because I did not want to get another ban for violence or whatever. So there's two cops and the one cop is standing there and the guy's coming at him with a knife and he says, drop the knife. And the guy starts charging him and he shoots this guy. I don't know how many times and he falls on the ground and his partner comes over, and they're trying to get him to drop the knife, and he didn't drop the knife. He charged the cop again, and he got behind him, and he was trying to get his gun, and the second cop had to shoot this guy before he put him down. So I don't know how many times they shot that guy, but that was basically suicide by cop, I think. I don't know, but I can understand, because you never know how many you don't know if that guy could get back up. You have no idea what drugs he's on, or
that's true. Yeah, well,
so
it's.
He said drop the knife. He didn't drop the knife. So there you go. Here comes Nick again. The body has major arteries. Center mass equals stop, and the likelihood that the rounds won't go much further, putting others at risk.
Yeah, but he was on top of a woman.
No, I get that. Well, yeah.
I mean, they're probably going to go through, and
I would think so. At that range, I would think it'd go right through the person.
Right.
That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I just pulled this up on Twitter, and I want to see what it is. I don't know, but it looks interesting.
You know, Robert, I just realized something. Republicans ain't got no swag. That's why they want to ban TikTok. Republicans ain't got no swag. That's the problem.
Swag?
And I mentioned that in the context of engaging young people in the democratic process. You know, Robert.
So, I read something. I don't know how accurate it is, but they claim that 100 million Americans watch TikTok for 90 minutes or more per day.
Absolutely. It's addicting. I watch it, and this is what I do, Bob. I say, well, it's show prep.
Well, I do it because I hate television.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's the difference between watching that or watching some other TV show, like Flip This House or the news or some game show, whatever? What's the difference? Either way, you're being brainwashed. The only thing I say maybe different is here you might get some information that maybe educates you a little, or you may get a little bit, messed up from the short attention thing because you're 2 minutes or 1 minute clips and flipping like that. Yeah, you can get lost and time can get away from you. But this doesn't, the fact that they said that it's 100 million Americans, 90 minutes a day or more on TikTok, that right there tells me that it's all got to do with advertising. All the money is going to TikTok, and not enough of it is going to the other platforms. And they don't like that, since the CIA helped them get their platforms off the fucking ground to begin with.
Right. And it's all going to China. The money's going back to China. So
you get this, this commenter here that's like, it's not a partisan issue. It's about protecting children from being influenced by CCP China and about CCP China collecting data on Americans.
We want America collecting data on Americans. We don't want the Chinese.
I mean,
every platform, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, which is Facebook, YouTube, they all are taking our information. They're all taking and selling it to advertisers. Everyone.
What's the difference between it's a CCP spy app. What's the difference between a CCP spy app and an American spy app? Either way, they're getting your data and they're making money off of it. Yeah. What do you think? China's going to start cloning you?
I don't know what's going on in the United States, but right now, all we want to do is argue. We want to find somebody that we disagree with, and we want to argue. That podcast, or it's a YouTube show or whatever it is, it's called whatever, with these two guys that are Christians, and they sit these women down. And when I say women, they're in their 20s, maybe early 30s. And, they're strippers and basically very promiscuous women. And they sit down and they make asses out of these women. And the women try to fight back, and they just look like real street walking whores. And, again, I go back to the same thing is we get it, but I don't understand why we want to do it.
So is it
that's
this
it
show?
Right there? There it is. That's the one.
I have no idea what this is, but let's see. Hey, ads.
There we go. We got some ads playing.
Well, they got that big money.
Right. I like her. She does. I've watched a lot of her videos. Here we are.
Ask you guys a question. Are there things that
you desire in a partner that you do not possess?
Duh.
Here, let's go around the table. Do men and women want different things?
Duh.
Now loading.
Jesus Christ. Do men and women want different things?
I think there's definitely different things they want.
Sometimes they want the same thing.
That is a waste of about 10 SM7Bs.
Again, look at them. I mean, they're all full of themselves.
Are there different things that they want?
I mean, I definitely have to think about that, but I believe yes.
Well, now's a good time to think about it, moron.
Okay, what do you want? And then what do you think a man wants? See, I got to go back to the you got to go back to the oldie days, people, where a man and a woman, when they got married, they became a partnership, and it was to combine your skills, your strong points, where the yin and the yang. They don't do this anymore. Basically, everybody wants to be on their own and have their own thing. And I understand that, but to me, it's just, they're out. Here we go again. Most of them, male and female, young kids today, they're out sport fucking, and that's all they want to do. And I guess it's okay if that's what you want, but don't sit there and cry about it. Duchess says, it's easy to know what men want. Yes. You know what we want? We want to be fed. We want to be fucked. And we want to be left alone. Is that too fucking hard? That's what we want. Fed,
Yeah,
fucked, and left
well,
alone.
I want to go for a walk in the park.
Yeah. You know what we want to do? We want to go out. We want to work. We'll pay the bills and everything. And a couple nights a week, maybe we run a podcast. Is that too much to ask for? I guess sometimes it is. I don't know. The problem.
You want to walk in the park? I want food and sex. Can we mix the three?
Yeah, I'll go for a walk in the fucking park if I can have food and sex and be left alone every once in a while.
We can go to the
I have
park.
somebody up my ass like an open umbrella.
Yeah, go to some kind of eatery that's at the park, nearby, and then jump in the car and knock boots.
Fine. But
so this show is whatever. I've never seen it. I've seen clips.
Listen, I subscribe to it and I listen to it, and I got to tell you, it is fun.
Now, are the women panel that's different every day, or?
Yes, they bring in different people.
So they must pay these people. They must go to local colleges or coffee shops and be like, "Hey, look."
I bet you they come in on their own because they want to be shown. They want to.
I have yet to hear an intelligible answer out of any of these.
All right, go to that one where it says heated abortion debate triggers feminists. Go to that.
We definitely have answers.
Yay, commercials.
Yay, commercials. We're almost there. Here we go.
Forcing a woman to have a child.
Yes, it is. That is literally what it is.
Sex has consequences.
First of all, look up the term literally.
The possibility of conceiving a child. Are you not?
I agree with that, but I feel like you cannot force somebody to do something with that is the main point of this. You cannot force somebody to do something with their body that they do not want to do.
Okay.
I don't know how much we want to talk about the abortion issue just because it's.
Well, when they have an abortion, aren't they forcing a baby to go into a vacuum cleaner, basically?
Whatever. Bob, play this, please.
I think it's a fruitful discussion. I think this is an important discussion.
I think it is important.
It's extremely important.
Let the Asian girl talk.
I'll just give my take. I don't want to give my take.
No,
give your take.
On abortion?
We want to hear your take, Brian.
So, it's a kind of nuanced take, though. It's going to take me at least 2 minutes to
just hurry up.
Love to hear it.
Okay, so the arguments of people who are pro-life are not so easily dismissed. However, I would say that I'm probably going to lose some viewers, whatever I say. I would say I'm pro-choice, but I would say that just abortion is clearly wrong. It's clearly wrong, but not everything that is wrong should be. So,
oh, I like that.
Well,
and this is kind of where I get into
hold on.
crazy territory.
How about just because you think it's wrong doesn't mean it should be illegal.
Okay. What I'm saying is not everything that's wrong should be illegal. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Well, you think it's wrong.
Okay.
But I may think it's cool.
Exactly. That's why not everything. That's why not everything that is wrong should be illegal. I'll give you another example. Let's not talk about abortion. Let's talk about something we can all get behind. Online poker for real money. Back in the day, we could go put some money on a site. We used to be able to play it. Okay. And, it was our money and we decided we wanted to play and everything. But no, the government came in and said, no, you can't do that anymore. All right. The land of the free and the home of the brave and all this and all your rights. You can't go online and play poker anymore. All right. Because of whatever fucking reason, I'm not allowed to do that anymore. As an adult who, I'm not allowed to do that. But now we're going to talk about abortion. And I understand it's a life and all that shit. And I don't even care because the way I look at it, they made it, they can get rid of it for a certain amount of time. The problem is we can't figure out when that certain amount of time is. That's the problem right there with this whole abortion thing. So,
well, I mean, I don't have a dog in that fight because
not now.
I'm way over the hill, and the odds of me having another child are slim to none.
But you have a view on it,
and I'm also a male, so it is not a male issue per se.
Okay.
So I don't have a dog in this fight. If you want to go and do that, that's between you and your deity.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. But do you have an abortion or do you have a position on abortion? Do you think it should be illegal or do you think it should be legal?
I think it's none of my fucking business because it's
all right, fine.
It's
not gonna answer the question.
It's like how much bras cost at the mall.
All right, you don't have an opinion on them.
I don't buy them and I never will, so I don't care what they cost.
Okay. What about online poker? Do you care about that?
I think if you want to gamble away whatever amount of your net worth or your earnings, that's your fucking business. Now, when you end up, living on the streets because you have some kind of a addiction and you don't know when to quit, well, then it becomes our problem. So I don't know.
Okay. So, all right. So, okay. So then I could say, well, people that smoke drive up the cost of healthcare. You could say people that are fat drive up the price of healthcare. We shouldn't have smokers or fat people.
Well, they tried to take care of that, but it failed, John.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. I think if you want to buy $100 a week worth of gambling online, go for it. That's as long as you pay your fucking bills. But there's no way to regulate or to monitor whether or not you're paying your bills.
Well, isn't there consequences for that too? And then since you're an adult, aren't you basically by doing that, aren't you subject to those consequences?
So are you saying that the state would need to set aside part of the proceeds from the online gambling?
No.
Because they're going to make money to take care of.
No. If you lose your house gambling online, then you lose your house.
Then you're on like food stamps and you're,
maybe not. Maybe you're not on food stamps. Maybe you don't get food stamps if you lose your house to gambling. Again, they say bet. And again, I'm going to tell you that poker's not gambling. Poker's a game of skill. Slots is gambling. Blackjack is gambling.
Well, you've
Craps
seen
gambling.
You've seen the Sopranos, right? The guy who owned the sporting goods store.
Correct.
ended up ass up because he didn't know when to quit. Because he kept thinking, man, I'm just having a bad luck right now, but that's going to change, man. I really need in this game.
He didn't bet with his head. He didn't bet because it's a game of skill, and you got to learn how much money you can bet. You got to have a bankroll management. How much of your bankroll you can have in play, and then when you can move up. Slots is another thing. That's gambling. That the reason that there's so many slot machines is because you're giving them money to the casinos. That's what happens with slot machines. Matter of fact, they had where was it? I just saw they had a thing where it was a documentary where This one guy was making millions of dollars with the slot machine. All right, is it time to go, Bob?
No, I was just
I don't know what the hell you're doing.
know when to hold them.
Yeah, I get that.
So,
But when I, again, I go back to the same thing: is I don't need the government to tell me what I can and what I can't do. That's what I don't need. All right, I don't need them to tell me whether or not I should have a child. I don't need them to tell other people whether they can have a child. I don't need them to tell me whether I can go put some money down and play some poker. I don't need that. And again, you're allowed to go out and drink. You're allowed to go out and smoke cigarettes, but you can't smoke marijuana. That makes no sense whatsoever.
right. Yeah, I agree. I've always felt like I don't think heroin and cocaine should be, legal per se, but
Yeah, that
lighter, lower class drugs should probably be easier to get. And now you got issues with pot showing up where it's not legal. You have pot bought off the black market that is laced with fentanyl now, and you don't even know it.
Okay. So again, I'll go back to the same thing: is the reason it's not legal is because they couldn't tax it, and because the people that were running alcohol didn't want any competition. This is what we're back to again. Here we go. Here comes Nick. He wrote another paragraph. Abortion should be illegal and should only be done by non-doctors. Let me try that again. Abortion should be illegal and should only be done by
doctors who take an oath.
Non-doctors who take an oath to do no harm. Send them to me and I'll kick them down the stairs tummy first. All right. Thank God we have Nick here for that.
Well, they should come up with like a Plan C pill or something that works.
Well, again, one state just basically outlawed the abortion pill. Why? Take a pill, and the next thing you know, it just flushes away. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Again, Duchess is right. Thanks for making decisions for all women and men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really I almost feel weird having my firm position on it because I don't have a dog in this fight, and I never will have a dog in this fight.
Yeah, Bob. This is Nick. That cracks me up. He'd rather kick a woman down the stairs than have her have a safe and legal abortion. You nitwit. Oh my God. Yeah. No doctor should have to perform a safe and legal abortion. I should kick him down a flight of steps, and maybe that'll dislodge the egg.
Yet I'm sure he's flushed loads down the toilet and thought nothing of it.
Who hasn't?
Right. But those could be children one day.
Whatever. Again, I just think people need to stay out of everybody else's business. Here's the deal. If you believe that abortion is murder, then don't have one. And if someone else has had one, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Your goddamn business.
Well,
I don't want to pay for that. Oh, okay. So then you have a bunch of 19-year-olds go running, whatever, young kids. They have a baby. They can't take care of it. Next thing you know, they're on WIC and food. But you don't want to pay for that either. You bunch of hypocrites. It's from conception to grave. If you don't want to take care of them, then you should be allowed the person that has to take care of them to get rid of them. Kind of like a puppy. You get a puppy, and the next thing you know, the thing's shitting all over the place, chewing everything up. By the time it's like 6 or 7 months old, you don't want the damn dog anymore. So what do? You take it to the pound, or you let it go somebody's neighborhood. You put a red ribbon around its neck, say free dog, and you let it go. And then it takes care of itself. Same thing. All right. Have we said it all? Have we done it all? Had enough. All right. Well, here we go. Another episode down in the books. Episode, whatever this is. I don't know. 146.
146, I believe.
We're coming up on 150 episodes. That's amazing, to be quite honest. So, all right.
Are you doing a Discord after, bud? Hang out.
I can hop in for a minute or two. Let's do that. All right, everybody.
Thanks everybody for listening and watching, and jump into our Discord. All that information is in the show notes and all that stuff. It's pretty easy to find. And if you can't, well, then we don't want you there anyway.
Yeah, you're too stupid.
Pretty
All
much.
right. We'll talk to
Or
Stairway.
lazy.
Nick says the episode should be called Stairway Abortion. Okay, I'll do that. All right. Bye, everybody.
See you guys.